Hi, welcome to Chat Tea with Buksani Counseling here. Our topic for today is toxic relationships. Okay, so let's talk about what are some of the signs that we see in our clients, right? When we know they are in toxic relationships. Or when somebody is in a toxic relationship, and how do they kind of figure out that, oh my gosh, we are, this is what we're in and we should.
I think two things that really stand out for me are control and a lack of boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, another big one that I have seen is gaslighting.
Yeah.
Like just invalidating the very existence of someone, you know, and obviously the emotions that they
and
have.
like a deteriorating self-esteem.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably what they come for the most, right? I don't know what you all have seen in your clients, like, you know, that they just don't have a sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
Or a common theme I'm hearing a lot, especially with the young like college age females, is that they're feeling crazy, and that's not the norm. We shouldn't be feeling crazy when we're in a relationship.
Yeah. Almost always that self-doubt.
Yeah.
Is this something wrong with me? Like, you know, questioning themselves constantly about every move that they're making.
Right, like a feeling of like walking on eggshells, not
Yes.
really able to, you know, be who they really are, or just constantly feeling like on edge just around the person that they are in a relationship with.
Yeah. And I think sometimes what happens, or why they sometimes, come in is because they kind of start getting these messages from the other people in their life of pointing out some of the issues that they're seeing with that relationship. And then, the person is like maybe not paying attention to it at first, but when it becomes a theme,
Correct.
that's when they start to realize, wait, maybe there is a problem here.
Yeah, maybe it's not me, that's crazy.
Yes. And I think living in that constant feeling of not good enough. No matter what I do, it's never good enough, right? And there's always, I need to do better, I need to be better, right? I just need to constantly push myself.
Right, like not feeling enough emotionally,
Correct.
mentally, physically.
Correct.
So the next question, as we think about some of these things, is how can a friend or a family member that does see some of these signs in someone that they love and that's dealing with this in their relationship, how can they help? What can they do about it?
Yeah. And I think those people play such an important role because, you know, we as therapists, of course, are there as their support system, but those are primarily the ones who make up the support systems.
Right, they're the ones that are there every single day, seeing this person, you know, and working their best to be that supportive person that they may need in that moment.
Absolutely.
I would say with a lot of patience, because these individuals typically aren't going to leave right away, right? They might go with a concern or a complaint, right? And I think as a loving, supportive person in that person's life, you want them to leave right away, right? And I think it really does take time. So I think one thing that these family members can do is really listen, validate, not judgmentally, and just have that patience. I know it might take some time for them to really have that strength then to leave.
To come out of it.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Just letting them know too, right? Like you were saying, validating them, but letting them know that, hey, we are here for you. Whatever it is that you decide to do, we're here to support you, we do love you. Although we would like to encourage you to, make some changes, take the appropriate step, but we are here whenever you decide to do that.
Yeah.
And when you don't.
Letting them know there's an open door there whenever they're ready to take that step.
Absolutely. And maybe not also, because sometimes I don't know if you all have experienced this, but I've experienced, like, again, friends and family, they're fed up, right? Like, oh, I don't want to hear this. And almost also in a sense gaslighting, that are you sure? Are you sure that this is happening? Are you sure you're not overreacting to what's happening? So being mindful of that, right? Like when someone's actually coming to you because they're having a difficult time in the relationship, like I think Joanne, you said it, Katie, you said it too, that non-judgmental, just being able to be there for the person while they gather the strength that they need to to make their decisions for themselves.
And maybe even trying to like empower them that they
Yeah.
are able to make that decision on their
Yeah.
own, and you know that they can do this, and that the decision is going to be what's best for them.
I think in these relationships, the one thing that always stands out is how the toxic person or the abuser isolates them, right? And so they're feeling so alone already, and the fact that they're able to speak out at all is like such a big thing. And so I think when they do that, we have to be there for them and listen with patience and acceptance.
Yeah.
So the next question would be, how can we as therapists help our clients overcome this in their life? How can we help them empower themselves to get out of these relationships?
And I think part of, you just answered that, right? I think a big role that we play is in that empowerment, you know, to kind of get them to see their strengths, to get them to change their scripts, right? Because obviously they're in these relationships because they have a script that's been developed in childhood. So kind of helping them rewrite that script so that they have the courage to get out of these relationships.
Right, and maybe even like you were saying that this came from family at some point, maybe that like exploring those issues in a deeper way to allow them to discover, you know, like this has come from, you know, years and years of maybe doing this behavior, seeing this behavior model for myself, and allowing them to recognize that so that they can go in and interfere and change that pattern when it does happen in their life again.
Yeah, and you know, I think when it comes down to thinking about what are the also like practical steps that we need to help them develop, right? What are the practical changes that they need to make in their life? Whether it comes to, you know, well, I need to find some sort of financial stability, or I need to find some sort of living arrangement if I'm not going to be with this person anymore. Those are very practical things that do need to be considered before they do take that step.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right, and being able to provide them with resources so
Yeah.
that they can, you know, find a job or search for housing.
Yeah.
I think again it goes back to just they feel so isolated. So I think therapy will give them a sense of support, and we can help them maybe rebuild their village.
Yeah.
So they will have that strength, confidence, and assertiveness to recognize their inner strength, and then they can go and make some of these steps, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times they know that, but it's like, how do they get there?
Absolutely.
Right, like what you were saying, those are the steps.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Breaking it down for them. Okay, you know, we start here, then we move on to here, and then we move on to this next step as well.
Thank you for joining us for Chat Tea with Buxani Care.
Please feel free to reach out if we can help you on your mental health journey.
And leave a suggestion in the comments for what you'd like to hear us talk at our next chat.
See you soon.